pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start off with minutes from the previous meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review those?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
On to our reports, starting with you.
All right, water plants treated 620,560 gallons of water. September 27th, our average daily usage is down to 44,332. Filters were backwashed on October 4th and 11th. The October water report's complete and has been submitted. I repaired the inflow meter at the water plant and it is back in service. We're still waiting on the parts for the generator switch. They are on back order, but it will be repaired as soon as they come in. The wastewater have been performing daily checks at the lift station and the sewer plant. Lift stations pumped 1,336,979 gallons since September 27th. And our daily average has been 95,498. We're collecting sewer samples weekly. Sewer plant's closed. We're not currently discharging. The September wastewater report is complete and has been submitted. Winter Streets, the paving project was delayed until next Monday, and I'm having a pre-construction meeting with them tomorrow to walk the project. Omni Electric will finally be out to install the field lights at the ball field next week. Then when they get that done, Hendershot's gonna finish the fence on the big field. He's just down to the fence on the big field. The new barricades for festival finally arrived, a little late, but they're here. And I'm getting prices for the lettering for those. Under building, I've had 2 building permits issued, 2 building inspections, 1 zoning inquiry, and 3 building permit inquiries, and the October census report has been submitted. So I should have any questions. So one other thing, back of my stuff I gave you is on-call agreement for Police Van and Brink, who is working on that stormwater project with the county. You guys look over. There's no money associated with it.
We're gonna do this.
At some point, I mean, it doesn't have to be today.
Can we do it next meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's, yeah.
Let everybody review.
He said if you
We got some
want,
copy.
he'll come,
Okay.
if you want, he'll, yeah, I gave him a copy.
Okay.
I mean, if, John said if you want, he'll come to the meeting,
Okay.
so.
Table that until our attorney has opportunity to look at it and everybody else review it also.
Jennifer, do you have anything?
I do not.
Do you have anything other than these ordinances?
I did look into the utility theft provisions.
Okay.
As I was telling Andy, that's kind of a funny thing, that effective July, the Indiana Code was updated and repealed the section specifically dealing with utility theft. Which, when I was trying to do, and what I said on Monday, that I spoke with someone, I spoke with the prosecutor's office, and I'm waiting on a response. I spoke with one of the actual attorneys instead of one of the front desk people. And I'm waiting on them to get back with me as of this week. So I left a message last week with the front desk, and we made some inroads with the prosecutor's office. We're trying to figure out what they're doing in office to handle this type of thing. Under the criminal statute, it used to fall under that it was a 6-year statute of limitation unless you could prove that they had concealed it.
Oh,
And then if they had concealed it, you could go back to the date of first offense. So from there, and as Andy and I were discussing it, it's almost impossible to know when that was. So I would say when you first identified it, be where you'd have to
somewhere
start.
else we can use that date.
Right. So I'm waiting on the prosecutor's office to determine, because I don't know, the public law went into effect on July 1st.
Okay.
That repealed that section. So, as far as, other than that, the ordinances are the biggest thing that we've been working on this week.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and segue into that. We have 3 ordinances. One of them updates our chapter 34 of our ordinance, 3422, which is an ordinance regulating administration finance. The ordinance that we are wanting to pass would add standardized costs relating to use of town labor and town equipment. So if we ever have to repair a utility that somebody has damaged, or do a property cleanup, or anything like that, we have a set hourly rate for labor and equipment on the books. So, we'll go ahead and introduce this ordinance amending Chapter 3422 of Title 3 of the Atlanta Code of Ordinances regulating administration of finance. And do you have an ordinance number?
Let's do 2021-10-01.
So that has been introduced and will be available for public review. And we will have a public hearing. Let's see. We need to set a date for a public hearing, but let me go ahead and introduce these other 2 before we do that. An ordinance amending Chapter 50 of Title 5 of the Atlanta Code of Ordinances regulating the water utility. So this would be, I presume, 2021-10-02. This ordinance will also be available for review. And then finally, we have ordinance 2021-10-03. An ordinance amending Chapter 51, Title 5 of the Atlanta Code of Ordinances regulating sewers. And this will also be available for review. I'm going to go ahead and set a date for a public hearing. In the meantime, the public will have at least 30 days to review these before that time. And if there are no major concerns with any of this that are brought to the attention of the council, hopefully we'll pass them at that time. So the nearest board meeting to that would be our November 22nd meeting, it looks like, which would be the second meeting of next month. Is that okay with everybody for a public hearing at 6:45?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and schedule that and get everything advertised. And again, all ordinances will be available for review. I've got a couple of other things here in your packet here. It looks like Jennifer included it, is a memorandum agreement between EMA and the town regarding our tornado siren. This is an ongoing issue, obviously, that does not currently work. Shane Booker has assured me that their equipment is functioning properly, and we need to check ours out again. So we're going to do that sometime in the next couple weeks, at least look at the radio on there and make sure everything's set up and works. And he wants it. They're motivated to have it working as well. So we'll look at what we got and then call them and say, hey, figure it out.
Why don't you tell them we paid?
I told them
We paid.
I told them we paid Welland, which is the radio and siren company,
Yeah.
to come and check it all out. And they didn't find anything wrong with it. It's been a couple of years since that point. In the meantime, this is in your packet for review. It kind of lays out some responsibilities for EMA and the town with regards to the tornado sirens.
You said that's in our packet?
That is not, Marie, I just put that because you had left it
I'll
here,
get it for-
and
I'll
I
get it for
actually
everybody,
just,
yeah.
I actually just gave it and put it in yours.
I've got another thing here. Right before festival, a resident on South Broadway submitted a complaint through our website, and she also called the town hall. I believe she has cancer and some health concerns associated with that, was concerned about condition of her sidewalk in front of her house, saying it's a trip hazard and whatnot. I responded to her saying that I would bring it to the council, but that, you know, our funds are limited, and in the past, we've been willing to assist with some labor or tear out of the existing sidewalk, but that we didn't usually have funds available to actually replace them.
Did you go look at it?
I did. It's definitely not the worst one we have, but it is bad. So,
You shooting a wheelchair? No.
I don't think so.
No, they rented from us at the festival up here on Main Street. They
Right,
were
she,
good
her,
bidders.
well, her. So anyway, I guess I'm bringing it up, A, because I said I would to her, but B, to see if this is something that anybody, would like to maybe work towards through budgeting, replacing a couple of these really bad sections every year or something like that. I'm not sure that we have the money to do anything in the short term, but we're gonna have to do something because.
When John comes to the meeting, if you want him to come, there's grant funds available for sidewalk programs.
And
He
I'd love
brought
to do
it
so.
up to me.
I'd love to do it on a large scale, but in the meantime, I don't know if it's worth trying to do some spot replacements in some of these areas where there's a really big section that's messed up.
Is it in our ordinance that it is the homeowner's responsibility to maintain at the present time?
No, it's town property.
I know it's town property, but a lot of it, you know, municipalities have it the same as the trees, it's up to the homeowner to maintain them if they want them chopped or trimmed. And it's the same principle on the sidewalks in a lot of municipalities. I got property up in the city of Tipton, and they don't replace sidewalks unless they have a program that you are voluntarily willing to join in. It's like a 50-50, and you tear out, and I don't know for sure if it's, you pay for the tear out and the removal and everything, and they pay to put the sidewalk back, or it's the other way around, but.
What they do, I mean, I don't know, it's changed, because I know someone that lives up there as well, and once they identify one that needs to be replaced, they replace it, and you pay for half.
Yeah, and see, I think they've got a program, if you request it, there's the same situation where you pay half of the cost. And I know they did a lot of sidewalks, I know they're doing a lot of sidewalks, like, and I'm sure there's probably grant money available with all the Disability Act that's going on right now with the ADA and stuff going on, and they're wanting the rumble strips at the intersections and things like that. So I'm sure that there's probably some grant money out there that maybe we need to start looking at. But as far as repairs, sidewalk section here and there, I think we're opening up a can of worms, because everybody's got a spot that they would like to have replaced in front of their house. So I think that we need to pursue a grant looking to, you know, a sidewalk program.
There's nothing in our ordinance about responsibility for it.
Nope, it's just, it is your duty to supervise the construction or repair, but it's not, does not state in your ordinances anything regarding your responsibility, so.
Yeah, I figured that was worth bringing up. And then we're continuing to accept applications for ordinance enforcement officer for the town. So if you know anybody or have interest yourself, fill an application out. Okay, that's all I have. On my agenda here. Out of sorts. Is there any other old business from the council tonight? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to new business. We have 2 utility adjusts.
You don't have the signed copy, I signed the other copy. I checked them both.
So 200 South John Street. Did you have to cross the sidewalk?
No, they're behind the sidewalk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
It was up, and the leak was, you know, it was flooding the yard. It was
all right.
up, I don't know, 40 feet from the meter pit. Yeah. Bad service line. Alvin Crail changed that one. Louis was a leak under his house.
So this one on John Street, verified repair, didn't go down our sewer.
It was a big one.
Make a motion, we adjust that one.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sign this and pass it on.
And Mr. Fieldmeyer, 240 East Main Street.
I'll also make a motion, we adjust that one, since it didn't go down the drain.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm on Penn Street, Murray, if I can, just to go back real quick on these applications for code enforcement. Is that something we wanna get done before the year's out, or?
I would like, I mean, the sooner the better. We've got issues that need to be taken care of.
We're gonna put a time limit on it as far as how long we're gonna receive application. This, we must say this Beaver, Matthew Beaver. I was looking the other day at some old applications, and he's put in an application before. Code enforcement. So, I mean, I didn't know how quickly the board wanted to get one, and, you know, it's up to the rest of the members, I guess.
I'd like to leave it open at least another couple of weeks.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody else's feelings are on it.
I wanna see more applications than just the three that I received myself.
But I think that'd be reasonable, but I don't know, shooting 2 to 4 weeks hopefully to select somebody, sounds pretty reasonable to me. I guess it'll go by whether we've got a qualified applicant or not too. Get 10 of them, but they're all from people that aren't a good fit, I don't know what's true.
That's true.
Is there any other new business from the council meeting?
And nothing.
Any other questions, comments, new business from this one?
Did they get that, chemical spill cleared up out the creek? or-
Saturday, well, it went in the creek, it was in the soil.
Because
I didn't handle it. I said I didn't handle it. And yet-
Yeah, I know, I just wondered if they notified you to say it was cleaned up, or,
But it's not mine, it's state's. Yeah, it's not.
but they don't tell you anything.
Well, what was it that spilled, do you know?
I don't know the exact chemical. I mean, it'll be in the virtual file cabinet when Sidem does the report, but I think they had, the crop service had a spill out here. I don't know if he was getting off the road to spray the field or what they were doing, or dropping off a trailer to spray with or something. I'm not sure. I didn't go down there, but, it happened early in the morning, Saturday, and Sidem sent a response team up. I got a locate ticket on it. They remediated the soil. Moved it. I think they were getting it before it went in the creek. So that was their whole deal. They had the road closed.
Yes, ma'am.
I live on 100 East Main Street, like the little corner here. The drainage fills up.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
drain-
have a
that-
problem with it.
that drain did-
My children love to play in it.
Right, that drain didn't go anywhere. It's just
Yeah,
a driveway.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
We figured it out. My kids love it. They play in it and they have a blast. However, I did notice, I am personally not complaining. However, I did notice during the festival, people were coming up to me and they're like, now I see why nobody wants to rent this space.
It's full every
I'm
year,
getting
but
flooded.
we did hear from a lot of vendors that, you know, a lot of them did have concerns, and reasonably so.
But I am not complaining.
Sure.
I want my kids to be able to play and have fun, but I just wanna make you aware
Well,
that a lot of people complain to us, I guess,
Yeah.
because we was coming out the door.
It's a project underway.
Yeah,
In planning stages, but to give you a grasp of how big you're talking about, it's a $3 million project.
Yeah,
So, you know,
significant.
it's significant.
But we appreciate the
So-
feedback, for sure.
So how would you like me next year when I'm outside and my kids are playing in it and they're like, oh my gosh, everything's getting soaking wet?
You can direct them to us.
How would you like me
Yeah.
to
Direct them to us.
answer?
Just tell them to call us.
Yeah.
Oh, but,
We'll handle it.
but
It's our
maybe I
job.
can do it myself, like something simple,
It's-
you know?
There's nothing that can be done. I mean, that's the whole process. That's why we're in the planning stage, so it's a $3 million project.
It's,
They're
There's
fixing
nothing
it.
to be done.
It's getting worked on.
Get this
it
done.
will,
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's a process. It probably won't be fixed by next festival.
but
Okay.
hopefully it'll be planned at that point, it will be,
It's getting worked on, it's getting fixed.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, that's
Yeah,
all I wanna know.
Waterfront property of Atlanta.
yeah.
What'd you say, Johnny?
Waterfront property of Atlanta.
Yeah, I just wanna answer, you know, tell them, you know? They're working on it.
If there's no other business to discuss, we have a motion to sign claims and adjourn this meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Sign claims. Turn it
All in favor?
Aye. Record time, we took that 1 minute.
Just sign these,
Yes,
sign
you signed them.
Uh,
Thank you.